Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What is this? Santana's back to business. Let's go. Hopefully I sound all right. You know what I mean? You know? If you know, you know. You know? Do you know or do you not know? Like, do you know? 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 Yes, you know. Okay. Well, since you know, that's good. We're going to have to know a little more. We're going to have to know a little bit more just to get the situation taken care of. We're going to have to know a little bit more, sir. We're just going to have to know a little bit more. So we got some breaking controversy going on today. Oh no, nope, 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 not what you think, not what you think, not what you're thinking, not what you're thinking, not at all. Anyhow, in other news, yeah, you're just a biatch. The news is about my dad. It's about Drizzy Drake. What's up with him? What happened with Drizzy? Can you please tell me what's up with Drizzy? Why is the freaking Universal going to be going after him? Why is that? Could you explain to me? Explain to me that. Explain to me that real quick. That one quick simple thing. You can't. You can't do it. You can't. And you won't do it. And I know why you won't. And it's okay.
Want to know the secret to organizing your business? HoneyBook. HoneyBook makes proposals, contracts, and payments easy for me, and even easier for my clients.
You are as guilty as they are because you were an essential part of that crime. When you went to spend that blood money on sneakers and jerseys, you revealed to the court the value you place on the human life that was taken.
One of the men convicted in the 2018 murder of rapper XXXTentacion is now appealing his conviction, and his legal team is focusing a lot of their attention on a major celebrity, Drake. We are going to explain the connections and the arguments as we sit down with Mauricio Padilla, the attorney for the convicted killer, Dedrick Devon Williams. Welcome to...
Man, since he's suing his label, that's why they're coming at Drake. That's the only reason why they're coming at Drake, because he's suing him. Isn't this so weird how it just happens? And like, we find out Drake suing his label, and then, oh my God, he's going to have all these proceedings, so to speak. It's crazy.
The Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Dedrick Devon Williams, who's behind bars for life for murdering rapper XXXTentacion, is now appealing his conviction, his sentence, on the grounds that he did not receive a fair trial. And this is in part due to what his attorneys say is the exclusion of evidence that pointed the finger or maybe pointed the finger at other people. And one of those people whose name has come up is rapper Drake. So I want to quickly get you up to speed on this case before we get into these new allegations, these new arguments. Maybe they're not necessarily new if you break down this case. So last year, 3 men, including Williams, were convicted and sentenced to life in prison for the 2018 killing of the star rapper. And to be more precise, they were convicted of first-degree murder and armed robbery in connection with the shooting death of the 20-year-old artist whose legal name was Jahseh Onforay. Now, the jury deliberated a lot. They deliberated for a little more than 7 days before returning a guilty verdict. This was for Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom. Now, this murder occurred on June 18th, 2018, outside of Riva Motorsports. It's a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach. It's a suburb of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And XXXTentacion had just withdrawn $50,000 in cash from a bank. He was leaving the store with a friend when his BMW was blocked by an SUV. In fact, surveillance footage from the scene actually
it was his uncle.
This shocking moment as two masked gunmen, later identified as Boatwright and Newsom, emerged from the vehicle, confronted the rapper at his driver's side window. There is a brief but very violent exchange with one of the men shooting XXX repeatedly. Afterwards, they snatch a Louis Vuitton bag containing the cash that the rapper had just
shot him one time,
and they speed away in the SUV. Williams was accused of being the driver of that SUV. And the friend, by the way, who was with XXXTentacion during that attack wasn't injured, but he witnessed the murder. And the jury's deliberation was lengthy, but ultimately
he didn't witness it, he ran out.
The evidence presented by the prosecution was sufficient. It was beyond a reasonable doubt, enough to convict all three defendants. And that evidence included the surveillance footage. It included cell phone videos of the defendants flashing cash right after the shooting. It included incriminating text messages from Boatwright, including one right after the shooting saying, "Tell my brother I got money for the new phone." And then just minutes after that, sending in a separate text message a news article about XXX getting shot. And I also have to mention the key testimony of the trio's accomplice, Richard Allen, who claimed that he was a part of this robbery and he implicated the defendants. He pled guilty to second-degree murder for his role in this killing. Hey, so before we jump into this story, I have something I gotta tell you about. I host an executive producer show called Crime with Jesse Weber, and now it is launched.
Witnesses, that's Mr. Patanzo, which
cams.
Check this out, guys.
Interrogations, interviews with the players in the case. We want you to have a full understanding of the story from all sides, so you can follow Crime on Spotify right now. Just click the link below and in the description. Now, as I mentioned, Williams is appealing this decision, and a big focus of this is on Drake. It's also other issues that they're bringing up, so I want to get into it right now. And for that, I want to bring on Williams' defense attorney, Mauricio Padilla. Thank you so much for coming on, Mauricio. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming on right afterwards. So I wanted to talk about this with you, and we're going to get into more specifics of the appeal. But overall, big picture, big theme, what are you and the rest of the defense counsel arguing here?
Well, I am not arguing it. I'm not his appellate attorney. I was the trial counsel. So I'm just referencing what Mr. Patanzo, which is his appellate attorney, has stated in the brief. There's so many errors that it takes a while to even break it down. One of the main errors in my opinion in the case, which I had to sit through, argue, and live it, was the fact that in December of 2020, I filed a witness list. The state's reaction to that was to file a motion saying, we want the court to strike all of his witnesses, that's not even something that's legal or that you could do. You have to itemize who you want stricken. You just can't shotgun approach and say, I want all of his defense witnesses stricken. But the state attorney did that. In a hearing that I had to defend, myself to that in that motion, the court didn't grant that, but the court instructed me to file a pleading, which was the nexus in my defense witnesses and what nexus they had to my theory of defense, which I argued was inappropriate because at the end of the day, you're ordering me to give the state a blueprint of what my defense is going to be. But I was ordered to do it, and I did it. When prior to
Okay, but realistically, I'm not. Wait, why is there an ad inside my video? I need to call Pi. Pi?